What's going on, everybody? It's your friend Will. We are back. This is the Memory Lapse. We got another new deck this morning. Double click to open. And this is a green-white Explore deck, splashing black for Find Finality. And this has a couple interesting inclusions in it. And I think the idea behind this is that it's supposed to be very good against the other green decks. The Kraul Harpooner, I think, is just kind of a catch-all removal spell to pick off stuff from like Red White Angels, or pick off builds of Green Black that play Doom Whisperer. So I can see playing 2 being a fine number. We have the Merfolk Branchwalker, Wildgrowth Walker, Jadelight package, Night of Autumn, Ixalan's Binding, which I've liked out of white. And then the interesting stuff for Path of Discovery. This is just your way to further build a board, or I should say build up your board bigger. We're getting that extra +1/+1 counter might really matter in a stalemate, as well as continue to hit your land drops. Fortress Dani, again, making your board go taller than your opponents as well as wider. Immortal Sun, still growing your board and shutting off some of these green-black decks that play up to 6 planeswalkers. March of the Multitudes, going wide again, so in combination with all the +1/+1 effects and things like even Path of Discovery, March of the Multitudes is potentially crazy good and can be game breaking in a stalemated board. You could easily see a scenario where you could be convoking this out for 10 plus tokens and then just swinging for the win the following turn. All the usual dual lands, and then 4 Memorial to Glory, which I could see having a ton of utility, with the amount of +1/+1 effects that we have in the deck, and Path of Discovery. Seems like this is actually could turn into like a make 2 1/1s draw 2 type of thing with a Path of Discovery in play. Makes a lot of sense. Sideboard wise, some interesting inclusions here. Duresses, Dawn of Hope, Remorseful Cleric, Trophy, Scavenger, Night of Autumn, Hatchery Spider. I could actually see play. I have seen lists that play like a second Hatchery Spider. I could see that being very good in some matchups to make sure that you get a Tristani into play. Basically tutor for a Tristani at a certain point in the game when it would be backbreaking, but we'll just play with this sideboard as is. Let's jump into a match. I want to thank everyone again for hanging out, enjoying the videos, subscribing, and leaving comments. We broke 200 subscribers recently. I know that these videos kind of go up a little bit out of order because of how my schedule allows me to record them, but it means a lot. It's a great milestone. And we are getting a new microphone set up, so you should see the effects of that. Depending on how many videos I record over the weekend, you should start seeing the effects of that new microphone by the end of next week. I'm hoping it reduces some of the inconsistencies in volume, and I can work with my voice cutting in and out, I think because of the gating I have on here to avoid the natural background hiss this microphone produces. On the draw, this is pretty close. I think we can keep this. If we draw 1 land, I think we're good. Alright, so they're on probably the aggro black-green. Oh wow, okay. Leading off with Memorial because there's no scenario in which this comes into play untapped. Whereas if I draw like a basics forest, I'm set here. So they're on the Big Azoni plan. We did not draw basic forest. Gonna get beat down by 1/1s here. This start is kind of highlighting the weakness of Stitcher's Supplier as a card, where they've succeeded in putting cards in their graveyard, but they have not really created a ton of pressure. And they binned that Plague Crypt. Wow. Alright, well let's hope we hit a land here, because this is a little bad. Alright, we hit it. It's a Memorial to Glory. We hit it nonetheless. Alright, roll trade here. Simply take 2 and say go. Alright, so this Woodland Cemetery awkwardly comes into play tapped. That's okay. I think what we'll do is make this a 4-3. So it can block. We're still not under a ton of pressure. If they have Plaguecrafter here, it kind of sucks for us. It's like they don't. Another Jadelight. Or their first Jadelight. Oh, untapped land here would be sick for Tristani. We miss. So I think what I'm going to do is just play Path of Discovery. So I feel like if we untap with this and play, we'll probably win very quickly. Or build up an advantage very quickly. I'll block here. We're going to gain so much life, I don't need a trade, and once we get Tristani in play, this will be able to trade here. Ooh, so now we have to decide about like Ixalan's Binding. I think we can wait one turn. If we find land here, we don't. Wow, blowout. Oh, why did it explore twice? Huh? That's a bug, right? For sure. That's a bug. Well, we'll have to figure out how we're going to report that. Oh, okay, no. Put a +1/+1 counter. So it explored, it got the counter from exploring, and it gets the counter itself from its own ability. Okay, okay. We're all good. The programmers know what they're doing. And I only sounded like a dummy for a minute there. They're digging hard. I imagine they're digging to something like a Zoni. We couldn't very easily prevent them from doing that with the binding. Alright. Yep. So Zoni for 11. I think we're going to march for 1 here. Just to get the Explorer and the life gain. Temple Garden's good. Yeah, we're in a super awkward spot, though. So we play Tristani, we have to explore 3 times and gain 9. Guess that's the best play. I didn't do the math. We're taking a guaranteed 6 here. Yeah, hit all lands. So we're taking 6, so we go to 11. And that means we have to block 2, 3, 4. We have enough blockers. And these have lifelink. Were they pushing for another Rizzoni, I wonder? The second one's only so good at this point. Chupacabra, maybe. But we haven't seen any. Plague Mirror doesn't do it, because Tristani's too big. Oh. I hope they like what they have here. They went down to 2. Although I guess they get to gain life back. They can activate it only 3 times. But the way that they played this now, it's difficult for them to actually swing out. Everything is quite lethal. So I'm not sure about our opponent's choice to just take 18 off of Doom Whisperer this game. Oh, alright, it worked. They got there. They went down. So it worked. They literally milled everything but the Lilith Giant that they needed to draw to win. Alright, so now we know what we're playing against. Remorseful Cleric comes in for sure. Deathgorge Scavenger comes in. We should keep the Harpooner. Keep the Finalities. We can probably take out Night of Autumn. I think we can take out the Immortal Sun. We didn't see any Planeswalkers from them. I think we want to keep everything else. We can win off of Tristania in March quite easily. Probably not worth bringing in Hatchery Spider, though it does block the 6/6. We might have missequenced that game where we could have just gone for the binding on the Doom Whisperer. Although then I think we would have, I don't know. They get to dig no matter what. Alright, so we're going to keep this. The Remorseful Cleric's going to be great. Alright. They sided in Duress. That's kind of a strange one, I gotta say. We'll start beating down with this, and if they try to remove it, we'll pop it. And we can play one Harpooner here, just to keep the pressure on. Because of the Tristani. I think it's actually good. Ooh. Let's just bind the Walker here, since our draw is so aggressive. Relative to theirs. Alright, so yeah, we're definitely just slamming Tristani here. That's scoop. Took advantage of their slow start that game. Yeah, I guess they sided in Duress to get rid of like Path of Discovery or something. Maybe we side one of these out on the draw. I don't know. These all seem okay. I do kind of want to have like Lenore Elves in this deck if we're going to play Path of Discovery. Yeah, we'll keep this for sure. If we want to explore stuff, we're fine. If we go long, we have Finality, although this is likely to get Duressed, I guess, at some point during the game. So we'll probably hold this Cleric back until they've committed some stuff to the graveyard, since we have other turn 2 plays. Alright, they got Jadelight. Yeah, not surprising that they keep the Doom Whisperer. Actually, a Doom Whisperer next turn is quite tough for us. We're going to have to race it. Oh, I missed sequence. I should have played the Overgrown Tomb there. Yeah, so they have land, Doom Whisperer here. Ooh, lucky us. Really lucky. Alright, we're just gonna take the damage again here. So we could be at 2 more life if we had played this Overgrown Tomb tap last turn like we should have. Okay, that's a great draw for us though. So we get to play Deathgorger here. Start removing stuff from their graveyard, gain life. Explore. Library. Library. They didn't try to go off with Doom Whisperer here to at least set up their draw. I get that they're afraid of the Remorseful Cleric removing stuff from their graveyard, but you would think you'd want to set up your draw a little bit. With Wildgrowth Walkers and Path of Discovery, we actually win this race. Alright, so they can resolve that and get one. Creature back, that's fine. Oh, did they think I was just gonna like snap sacrifice my graveyard removal there in response to them bringing back a 1-mana 1/1? I don't know. That's rough. Alright, so that felt okay. I think we kind of missequenced or just got unlucky game 1. But we could have actually won if they didn't have exactly Lot Giant there. Unless, were they floating it on top? I didn't notice that they were actually like milling 2 every time or just floating it, trying to maximize the number. So maybe they didn't get as lucky as it seemed. But either way, that feels cool. It's definitely a contender. I want to look at it again. Like, it would be sick to squeeze 4 Lenore Elf into here and go like minus the 2 Harpooners. minus a knight, like minus a path or something, like probably 4 path is too many, and then play 4 Llanowar elves. So you can have that, still have those good draws of like elf into Jadelight into path. Just getting to Dristani and Immortal Sun quicker seems really good. That's something to think about. Maybe we'll tweak this deck before we take it in. This plan seemed good against the graveyard decks. I'm not sure if I was supposed to sideboard more stuff. But anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks again, everybody, for enjoying the videos, for subscribing and leaving kind comments. It's great to have your support. We'll be back later today with more competitive constructed, which I know you all are enjoying. We'll be back tomorrow with another new deck. Until then, thanks again. Later, everybody.